Hello everyone and welcome back to Vintage Story. As you might have heard, the game is receiving a massive update relatively soon. In fact, it is already in public testing. I am using the RC7 or Release Candidate 7 version of this game. It is not quite ready for the stable branch, but hopefully soon. In fact, by the time this video goes public, it might already be out, it might be not. We don't have a concrete timeline, but fingers crossed. But anyways, I cannot wait any longer. I have to get started on this because I am excited. Now, I will leave a small timestamp on the video if I don't forget, because this first couple of minutes will take a bit of time because we have a couple of stuff that we need to go over. It will not include all the new features of this patch because, well, there are a lot of things in it. As we are encountering them while we are playing, I will obviously go through them, but for now it will be a little bit much to go over all of it. So anyways, in case you're not familiar with this game, this is a hardcore survival game and it might look very similar to a certain other block game, but it is very different to say the least. It is very hardcore. Well, if you're going to play for the first time, be prepared to die a lot. But anyways, let's go ahead and run through the initial setup of this playthrough. Let's start with the mods. Now, some of these mods will be returning from previous series, but there are a couple of new ones. And you know what? Since I will include a timestamp to skip all this, I will run through all of them. So, auto map markers. This is a returning mod. This will make it a lot easier to create waypoints and markers on the map. It will, well, make our lives a lot easier. We don't have to do everything manually. We can just look at something, press a button, and it will automatically generate a waypoint for it. Then, bed spawn. This is a new mod for this playthrough. This will basically just make sure that we can create a spawn point when we are sleeping in a bed. Instead of having to use a temporal gear to set spawn points, this is just a convenience mod basically. Then the buzzwords. This will make it so that we will have a small visual indication if we have bees nearby. Basically, it is going to be very easy to miss beehives. I always only have a single side of my headphones on my head, and if the bees happen to be on the side that I don't have covered, I might miss them when I really shouldn't, so this one will make it a bit easier to find bees. Next up, carry on. This is a new mod. This will allow us to put certain storage items in our hands or sometimes on our backs. This can act as a inventory increasing kind of a tool, but it will also come with some drawbacks. So I think the drawbacks will be enough to offset the benefits, and this will make it a little bit easier to carry a lot of stuff around. Next up, the chisel tools. This one is returning. This will expand the chiseling system on the game, and well, if you're not familiar with the game already, let me tell you, chiseling is one of the best things about this game, and this one expands it. It's going to be used a lot. Commonly, this is just a dependency mod. Farseer. This will just create a silhouette of the terrain beyond our current draw distance. Basically, this is just a low poly extending of the view distance, just a visual mod basically. Then, from golden combs. This will expand the beekeeping system quite a bit. Instead of just having a set of basic caps that we can place down, in this one we can actually create proper beehives, and that's going to be pretty great. Next up, the hot clock. This is the little info window that we will have on the top left. This will tell us certain info about our current situation. Just, some extra information that we might want to see instead of having to open different windows to get access to them. Then the Prospect Together mod. This will make it a little bit easier to organize and keep track of our prospecting as we are looking for different ores in the world. I think it will come in handy quite a bit. Then step up. This will just make sure that we don't have to keep jumping if you want to go over a ledge. It will treat a single block ledges as like they were stairs, so we can just basically run up single tile high ledges. This is just a convenience mod, nothing else. Then the stone quarry, this will make it a lot easier and convenient to mine out full blocks of stone basically. And then we will have the creative mode, essentials, and the survival mode. These are the default official mod packs, or I don't know, not even mod packs, the game assets basically. And last but not least, we have the VS roofing mod. If you remember, in the previous series, I tried to create a nice looking roof, which did end up looking okay, but it didn't really seal the rooms that they were encompassing, and I decided to use a mod for this one. With this one, we can create very similar nice looking roofs. In fact, we can create much nicer looking roofs that I have managed to do in the last series, and it should be a lot easier to manage as well. So these are the mods. You might have noticed that some of these are inactive. That is because they are not updated to the current version yet. As I said, right now we are using the unstable version of the game. Hopefully they will be updated to the stable version, but they are not right now. Eventually, fingers crossed. But anyways, apart from the Farseer, which is just a visual mod anyways, these mods will require metal tools to be useful, so we're not going to miss out on anything big if we cannot use them at the start. So I think it's going to be okay if we have these inactive for the time being. As soon as they're updated, I will activate them. So there it is. So these are the mods that we are going to be playing with. Next up, the actual world that we are going to play in. Well, we already have a world set up here, and I did set this one up because I wanted to run through the different changes that I have made to the world generation model, but obviously I will regenerate and we will start from the beginning. Basically, I was looking for different worlds that we could play in, and I was, flying around and looking for places to call home, and I did find one that I really liked. So we will use that world for our playthrough. Now, there are a couple of changes that I have made to the default world settings, and if you don't mind, I will run through them. Once again, just use the time code to skip all this. So, death punishment, keep inventory contents. By default, if we die, we lose all the inventory, maybe not the one on the hotbar, but I believe everything in the inventory will be lost. I don't like that. Basically, it is just annoying, not really a difficulty. If you don't mind, we will keep all our inventory contents if we die. Then, microblock chiseling. This will allow us to chisel, well, most cubic blocks, dirt blocks and stuff like that. By default, I believe we can only chisel certain blocks like wood items, stones and stuff like that. With this one, we can chisel pretty much everything. Just for aesthetic reasons, I think this is fine. Then color accurate world map. The default map is a more parchment looking kind of a deal, and that will make it really hard to judge what we have on the map. It will be a little bit easier to tell what we have at our disposal. Next up, clutter obtainable. This is something new. Previously, if we wanted to pick up a clutter item from ruins and dungeons and stuff like that, we had to bring glue with us, apply it to the item, I believe 3 times, and then we can break them and pick them up. Now, these are only decorative items. They are not going to give us any kind of gameplay benefit. As I said, only decorative. So the problem was that I went out exploring, found something nice, I wanted to bring them home, but I didn't have glue, so we had to go home, make glue, and by the time I got home, I got distracted and I never got around to actually making the glue. So tell you what, since they are not going to give us any benefit, only decorative ones, let's just go ahead and pick them up without glue. I think it's fine. Next up, the temporal settings. If you are not familiar with the game, you will miss out on some of the more difficulty stuff with these, but you know what? I don't really like them. We will turn off temporal stability. This is a setting that would basically certain areas in the game would have low temporal stability, which means they would be basically unlivable in the long term, which is not great. So I think I will turn it off. I would like to settle everywhere that we can on the surface. It's fine. Then we have the temporal storms. These are periodic events that will basically make it extremely dangerous to be outside in the world. If this happens, we would have to lock ourselves in our house. We would not be able to go outside because we would be swarmed by a lot of very, very hard enemies. Tell you what, it would not be very interesting for you, not be very interesting for me. Let's just turn it off, it's fine. Next up, the temporal rifts. These are basically just portals that open from time to time and spawn enemies. I think it's fine. With this one turned off, we will still have enemies down in the caves and dungeons, but not on the surface. It's fine. If we have caves nearby, they can still come outside and try to kill us, but they will not spawn outside basically, so I think it's fine. Next up, the land cover and the land cover scale. With these settings, 80 on the land cover and 100% on the land cover scale, this will generate a world that will have a big interconnected landmass, but it will have massive lakes and seas all over the place. So, if we change it a little bit, I believe if we lower the land cover scale, then we would have a big interconnected oceans with massive land masses dotted around the place. But you know what? We did try that in the last series, and ships are a little bit too slow for my liking. So tell you what, let's have a big interconnected landmass with massive lakes. Next up, the upheaval rate. Previously I set this one to 0. Now I set it to 50%. Previously I was misunderstanding how this one works. I always assumed that this one would impact the size of the mountains and the different stony outcroppings that appear in the world, but no. Actually what this does is generate a heat map for the game and use that to create a overall hilliness for the terrain basically. So with this one, instead of having completely flat fields all over the place, this will generate gentle hills on them basically. I think this will make the world a little bit more interesting. Next up, the landform scale. With this one, the different biomes will be basically 20% bigger. The mountains will be 20% bigger, the big empty fields will be 20% bigger, the different canyons will be 20% bigger, and so on and so forth. I think it will be kind of nice. And last but not least, class exclusive recipes are turned off. We have classes in this game, in case you are not familiar, and some of them have recipes that are exclusive to them. Well, since you are playing in a single player game, I think it's going to be okay if we turn this off. We are going to play as a commoner, and with this one turned off, we will have access to all those recipes. So there it is. Okay then, so what we want to do now is go into the settings here and copy the playstyle settings there. Now it's on the clipboard. Back and create a new world. Go into customize and paste it right here. This will override all the settings with the settings that we had on that list before. By the way, we have a lot of different options that we can change, and right here, this list is the only ones that we have changed. Everything else is default. So the only thing that are going to be changed are those settings. So once again, customize and paste. So there it is. And I have a seed already chosen. As I said, I have been looking for different worlds before, and I have found a pretty nice one. So, if you want to play along, use the settings that I have talked about before and use this seed 19606618999. This will generate the same world for you as it did for me. So, yeah, you know what? Let's not waste any more time and let's just jump into it. Okay, so this is the character creation. I already have a player model created previously, so just click the last selection and we are going to play with this little guy. Now, in the previous series, I had the voice set to a slightly higher pitch and that was a little bit annoying. Now I set it to a pretty low pitch, so hopefully it will be a little bit less annoying. Yeah, just use a 2 bar, I suppose. Just make it as unintrusive as physically possible. So this is going to be our little player model. And the class. As I said, I would like to play as the commoner. We have access to the hunter, the malefactor, the clockmaker, the blackguard, and the tailor, but you know what? I don't want to deal with any setbacks. Obviously, the bonuses would be nice, but you know what? Don't have any bonuses or setbacks, just with a 0 trait class, the commoner. So, let's go ahead and get started. And welcome to our new home. Okay, well, not the home, but this is the spawn point for this world. Also, did I hear correctly? Oh, nice. We have some goats nearby. Don't get too close, they can be a bit territorial, so don't anger them. But anyways, it is the 1st of May, basically, technically speaking, early spring. So I think what we will do is start gathering stuff before we move to our eventual home. Our actual home will be behind that big mountain over there. There we go. So that big mountain, our new home will be behind it. But to actually reach it, we will have to go that way and then come back into it, because this side is inaccessible. So yeah. Anyways, first things first. We are in the Stone Age. So what we need to do is start gathering materials for stone tools. For example, we will need some sticks. I managed to find one. But we'll also need to find some flint. Those were just regular stones. I mean, I suppose we can use those stones for basic tools. Oh, right. And we have the new berry bushes. This is something new in this patch. The berry bushes have been completely reworked. Now they can no longer be broken, or well, they can be broken, but they will only give us plant material. Basically, oh wait, that was a bit, okay, well, okay, made a mistake. That was actually a berry bush. So if you break berry bushes, they will give us this plant debris. Well, that's not what we want. We want to have a blackcurrant, okay. So we want to have a knife that will allow us to take cuttings from them, which we will be able to replant later. Well, we don't have a knife yet, hopefully soon. But first, we need to find some flint. As I said, we could use, I believe, peridotite as well, but granite definitely. But I would like to just use flint, it's a bit easier that way. I will tell you what you need to look out for once I actually find some. There we go. Yeah, I think 14 sticks will keep us going for a little bit. So can I please, we can replant some of these. A birch and, ooh, maple, nice. And there we go. So let's start looking for some lint. Also, these berry bushes now don't just have a new model and a new way of propagating them, they also have some traits that we could look for. Can I find some? Ah, there we go. For example, this one. This one will give us plus 15 yield. Very nice. So if we want to propagate these berry bushes, we might want to do so with the bushes that have a couple of positive traits. I think that would be kind of useful for us in the long run. But, well, we don't have a knife yet, so just keep looking. And there we go. Okay. What you need to look for are these stones, but one of them will be a more gray color. It's a bit hard to tell because of the, well, it's very similar colors, but that is what you need to look out for. But we need at least 2 of them. There we go. That's 2, that's 3, 4. Okay, so now we have enough. We need at least 2 stones. One of them will be napped, and the other one will be used for napping also. Oh, nice spot. Yes, please. So, let's go ahead and start making some tools. I do believe we only really need 3 to get started anyway, so we have 4, so that's fortunate. Let's make a knife real quick. This is going to be very important at the start. And there we go. We have a knife head, and just need to attach it to a stick, and we have a knife. Nice. Next up, we will need an axe, so we can cut down some trees. By the way, you cannot make stone pickaxes, so don't even start. Metalworking is very important in this game, and it will take a while before we can actually do anything with metals. Anyways, that's an axe, and yeah, let's make a shovel as well. And there we go. Okay then, so we have the basic tools taken care of. Oh, nice, we have some cattails. Next up, we need to do some cattail harvesting. I will pick up the roots as well. We are full. I do believe we can put the cattails. Yeah. Okay, I will put the... Now, I'm not sure if we can put the cattails in our offhand because of one of the mods, but I can put the cattails in our offhand, so I will do so. Also, ooh, trader. I didn't pay attention. Ah, okay. What kind of trader are you? There you are. Hi there. You are a treasure hunter. Nice. We always want to look out for one of these guys. Okay, so this is a first time dialogue. I think so. What is your name? Nice. He has a Hungarian name. Okay, Virag. You are... Do you have anything to trade? Well, obviously we don't have any money or something to trade away, so goodbye for now. But these are the traders that we need to talk to if we want to progress on the story. So know any interesting places around here. If we give them a thin bronze pickaxe, which obviously we don't have yet, then they will reveal the location of a story location, but obviously we cannot do it right now. Okay then, let's keep harvesting cattails because that is what we need to do our first inventory items. Basically, right now, our inventory is limited to our hotbar. This is the inventory screen and it is completely empty. That is because we don't have inventory items. Once we have at least 10 cattails, then we can start making hand baskets, which will act as actual storage items that we can put right down here. That will act as the actual storage space in our inventory. And as you might have guessed, right now it will only give us very limited amount of storage, but eventually we will have access to much better ones. But for now, well, we are in the Stone Age, so we will have to make do. We are only interested in cattails. The other plant, this one, is Thule. We don't need this one. This one will only give us thatch, which we don't need at the moment. So just focus on cattails because that is what we need to make those inventory items. Also, you know what? Since we have this trader right here, we can use her bed to sleep in for tonight, so we don't have to rush into our new home. We can spend a couple of days out here, I think. I think that's going to be fine. So all the cattails are gone. Yes. Yeah, we only have 2 left out here, so that's fine. Let's keep on picking up flint because we will need a lot of these. Let me see. That's another one. Oh, nice, more cattails. If you don't mind, I will quickly make some of these storage items. We have 20 cattails. That's going to be enough for 2 hand baskets. So make 2, and now we have actual inventory slots. There we go. For now, put away the stuff that we don't need out. There we go. And we have a couple of extra flints. I will make 2 spears, I think. We are a little bit defenseless right now, so I would feel better if we had some weaponry. Okay then, well, let's just keep gathering cattails because we will need a lot of these. Okay, as far as I can tell, that's all the cattails, at least here. So we have enough to make 1 more basket, obviously do so. And we need 4 more to make 1 more, but I think I will try to make 1 reed chest as well if we can. That we will be able to carry around basically with the carry-on mod, and that will expand our storage capacity. Not the actual inventory, but basically we can carry on the chest. Anyways, keep gathering stones as well. I think I heard the wolf. Be very careful. We have a weapon, but I don't really want to dance with wolves right now, obviously. So please just pay attention. Ooh, nice mushrooms. Don't want to fall down if we cannot get back up, but I think through that way we can come back. I do believe pork balls are edible, right? This one, yeah, 80 satiation, so we can eat this one. Always check before you eat a mushroom. You do not want to eat mushrooms that will damage you because, well, they can be very dangerous. Especially since we only start out with 15 health points. That's not a lot. You want to make sure that, well, you don't die from a single ingestion of mushrooms. We can increase our health by increasing our different nutrient levels in our satiation bars, but for now, we are very limited. I do believe we start with 15, so alright, we did eat some berries, so we have a little bit of fruit satiation basically. Anyways, do we have any more cattails nearby? Now I do believe this is a sea, so this will be salt water, which means we very likely not going to have any cattails. Yeah. So technically speaking, I do believe this is a massive lake, so if we wanted to, we could go around, but that would take a very long time. So, for example, this one I think might warrant building a boat. In fact, if I didn't already have a place selected for our actual settlement, this would be an amazing place to settle, but no, I already know where I want to settle, so not here. Oh, blackcurrant. Now, this is one with a negative trait. Negative 30% harvest speed. Harvest speed, I don't think we need to worry about too much. Harvesting is not very long anyways. but there will be traits that are, well, very bad. For example, one of them will be a nutrient uptake, which is far from ideal. Ooh, fennel plant. I believe this is something new. You know what? Might as well. Can I please get a seed? No. Okay, fine. Didn't get lucky, but eventually... Oh, there we go. This is a very good one. Strong rooted, minus 30% nutrient uptake. Now berry bushes obviously require nutrients from the soil. So with this one, it will consume 30% less. Very nice. But we don't want to pick these up just yet. Eventually, but not right now. Do we have any cattails? No, we can move on. Some of these pine trees can have resin, which will be very important for later crafting. There we go. Finally, we have managed to pick up a fennel seed. We can replant it in our garden later. Ooh, copper. Yes, please. Very lucky. 2 bits, that was 3 bits altogether. That's not a lot. Anyways, this is where the auto map marker will come into play. We have picked up those surface bits and we already have a marker on the map right there. Very nice. So we know the location of a potential surface deposit. Basically, certain ores will spawn very close to the surface, and those those surface bits were the indication that we might, or not just might, extremely likely that we have a surface deposit under them. Anyways, doesn't appear to have a resin, so we can move on. I don't know, is that cattails? We are getting close to the point where we might need to go to bed. Oh, I think I can see some cattails over there. And some more spelt. Definitely want to pick some of these up. Spelt is a very good grain that we can grow. Obviously not as good as flax, because flax will give us flax fibers too. But for food purposes, spelt is pretty great. For food, flax is very bad, but the fibers will offset the negative. Okay, we have... Wait, 9? Would have sworn I cut down enough for one more basket, but apparently not. Okay, fine, we need one more cattail and then we can make the last basket that we will need. Anyways, we are getting close to nighttime. And that's a deer, right? Yes. And that is turnips, absolutely. Yes, please. And we are full, so we definitely need to go and pick up some cattails so we can make the last basket. Once we are full, I think we will start making our way into our new home. But for now, we have a store nearby. Can I please find more cattails? Parsnips would be nice, but we are full. Can I drop anything? We could eat these berries real quick. That will make some room, and we can pick up the parsnip seeds. I suppose we can eat this fennel as well. Yeah, 50 satiation. Not a lot, but better than nothing. I'm only really interested in the seeds right now. Tell you what. Yeah, let's quickly make a torch. It's getting dark. All we need to do, I believe, is... not the best. The fire starter will take up inventory space, but we need to harvest, I believe, 3 grass. 2 of these will be used for the torch, I believe. So 1 torch, quickly place it down. You can go there. And the fire starter. How do we make this one again? Fire starter. There you are. Okay, 1 grass and 2 sticks like that. So 2 sticks and 1 grass. There we go. So we can use the fire starter to light this torch. There we go. Well, technically speaking, we have fire, so we don't really need the fire starter anymore. Yeah, you know what? You can go there, it's fine. You come with us. And you will go in our offhand, and we can just move around. Now, carrying stuff around in our offhand will increase hunger, but you know what? We have plenty of food right now, so I think it's going to be fine. But we are still looking for cattails. I'll tell you what, it is 8 o'clock. I think I will go and quickly sleep at the trader, and then I think we'll start making our way into our new home. Basically, as I've said, I have been looking for seas that we could settle in. I found this one, and I was flying around looking for places to maybe call home, and as soon as I saw that place, I immediately fell in love. I love the way that place looks, and I don't want to spoil it. You will see how this one looks once we get there. Anyways, do we have any resin? No. By the way, you don't have to look on each side. What you could do is just look at the actual logs, and instead of saying pine log on the top, it will say, I believe, resin seep or something like that. And that will tell you that yes, that is an actual source of resin. Anyways, almost 9 o'clock. Yeah, let us go downstairs, sleep, and then we will start making our small journey home. There you go. So this lady should have a bed right here. Thankfully, we can use the bed. They're not going to get mad, so thank you for the hospitality. I will see you in the morning. And good morning. Oh geez, it's not even 3 o'clock yet. It's super early. Oh well, better than nothing. Okay then, I think we are ready for our journey, or it's still very dark outside. Although I suppose we can barely see, but would be better. Anyways, thank you for the hospitality, and yeah, let's just start making our way home. Oh yeah, by the way, in case you're wondering, her name means flower in Hungarian. But anyways, let's go ahead and start making our way home. Ooh, nice. Red clay, yes please. I will mark it down and we can continue on our journey. So, if I remember correctly, what we need to do is, yeah, go this way, go around that mountain, and eventually we will find a place that will, well, lead into the area behind the mountains. At least as far as I remember. It's been a while since the last time I've been on this map, because as soon as I saw the area, I immediately quit and noted down that yes, this is where we will settle. So I didn't really play a lot on this map. And we can keep gathering some sticks as well. Very important. Okay, now this is a forest, obviously. Need to be extremely careful here. We have only seen peaceful animals until now. Also, we might want to gather some of these horsetails because these are healing items. Unfortunately, not all animals are friendly or, you know, passive or, well, not immediately hostile. Some of them will be immediately hostile. Bears, wolves, stuff like that. So yeah, we need to be careful because, well, we cannot see very far in this forest, as you can see. We need to be on our toes. Unfortunately, we will need even more cattails to turn these horsetails into poultices. So right now they are completely useless. So we will need to harvest even more cattails, unfortunately. Also, the weather is not very friendly. Very atmospheric, but not friendly. I believe we need 4 horsetails for 1 poultice. I think I will go for 32 and call it there. And plus, I think 32 is the maximum stack size for horsetails anyway, so there we go. And it is raining. Wow. Ooh, nice. Exactly what I was hoping for. Let's go ahead and harvest 1 more. And you know what? Harvest all of this. I think we need a lot more for the chest, but it would be nice to have access to it right away. Quickly make one of these baskets. Thank you. And what do we need for the chest again? We need the reed chest. This one. Oh jeez. 24. 3 times 8. That is quite a lot. I think we have enough roots at this point. I will harvest enough for a full stack. After that I will stop harvesting roots, I think. Also, do not go into deep water with a torch in your hand. Uh-oh. Go away. That's a drifter. That is one of the temporal enemies that can spawn. As I've talked about at the start, these guys are the ones that can spawn from those portals and during temporal storms. I believe that also means that maybe it is dark enough thanks to the storm. Ooh. And we have some flax fibers. Nice. I think maybe this storm makes the area dark enough for them to spawn. That will make things a little bit more interesting. Anyways, keep harvesting. Ooh, ghost pipe. That's something new. This plant is parasitic to tree roots and cannot survive on its own. Thus, it cannot be transplanted. Okay. Okay, I think that's all. No, wait, there's one more cattail, but after that we are done. So, I do believe we need 4 horsetail and 2 cattails to make one set of poultices, right? So, you make the basic poultice from reeds. Yeah. 4 horsetail and 2 cattails. Not quite yet. One more cattail, nice. By the way, how many roots do we have? 54. I will stop at 64. That is the maximum size of a stack, so that's it. Also, keep harvesting sticks as well. Okay, knife broken, so we need to make another one. And that is a full stack of cattail roots. Now, technically speaking, we don't need to have the knife to harvest the cattails, but with the knife we can separate out the actual cattails from the roots, basically. And, well, without the knife we would harvest the roots and the cattails together, And that would basically mean that we cannot transplant the roots, or it would not grow back. So, alright, don't keep harvesting the roots, just put them back. So, if we use the knife, we are basically making the cattails renewable. So there we go. And we have 28. Okay, so we have enough for one chest. There. You will go there. Put some stuff into it. All these can go in there. That we don't need to carry around. Don't put away the flint. We might need to make more tools. And that one, and that's it. Now it's full. So I do believe we need to crouch. No. Or sprint. Oh, right. We need to have both our hands empty. Well, it's daytime, so I will put away the torch. So there we go. And I do believe this one we can put on our back. There we go. Okay, so we are not carrying it in our hands anymore, which means the reed basket will not slow us down if we are carrying it in our hands. Everything else will, so don't get too comfortable. But anyways, we can only carry one anyways, so it's a big help, but not a massive one. Anyways, now I think we can start turning westwards and start making our way that way. Uh-oh. Okay, I heard a growl that sounded like a bear. Run, run, run. Break line of sight. If they cannot see us, they will give up fairly quickly. But don't get mauled by a bear. That would not be very healthy. There we go. Okay, I think it gave up. Oh, that was scary. Right now we are very defenseless. I mean, technically speaking, if we dance around we can kill them, but I don't want to risk it. Anyways, I think we need to find a way to go across the mountain. We should see an opening relatively soon. Ooh, that's a lot of toolie, but we need... Well, technically speaking, we don't need cattails anymore, so it's fine. Although we do need cattails for the poultices. We have 4 cattails. Okay, we can make 4. Okay, run, run, run. That's a new boar. Well, now we have different kinds of boars. And this one is apparently very aggressive. Can you please leave me alone? No, it's still chasing us. They are, well, not that aggressive usually, but they can be very territorial. Okay, I think it gave up. Ugh, not the best. Well, since we got damaged, we need to use some healing items. Technically speaking, we can heal ourselves if we have enough satiation and we sleep, but that will use up our food supplies very, very quickly. So I would prefer if we heal before we go to bed. Also, are you still following us? No. Okay, now we can make a poultice in peace. So this one and the horsetail, and we can make 8. Well, better than nothing. Okay, heal up real quick, and also we might want to eat. Also, nice looking place actually. There we go, stop. Don't use more than what we need. Okay then, do we have any cattails nearby? Not really. Also, we need to keep eating. I think that might be the way into our valley. Let's take a look. Also, keep eating. I do believe mushrooms count as vegetables, right? Yes. So we have plenty of fruit satiation, so that increased our health to 17. If we start eating vegetables, that will increase our vegetable satiation, which will increase our health even more. Also, very happy to see some bauxite. That will come in handy when it comes to making steel eventually. Very, very far in the future. Also, keep an eye on the stones on the ground. If we can, I will love to avoid panning, but I think it's going to be unavoidable. So anyways, is this the way into our new home? Oh, there we go. This is why I said don't jump into deep water with a torch in your hand. It will extinguish it. So we need to make one more fire starter, unfortunately. Unless I go back for the old ones, but it's very far away now. So I think we overshot. This will be our valley, right? Yeah, there we go. That is the start of our valley that will contain our new home. Also, is that a boar? Yeah, that looks like a boar. If we give them a white bird, they should leave us alone. Bears and wolves will not be so lenient. Okay, I can hear the boars, but I don't think they are aggressive. I think they fled. Okay, sometimes they flee, sometimes they attack us. I think it depends on whether or not they have piglets nearby. I think they have offspring. They can be extremely aggressive. Oh, some more mushrooms, yes please. We have a lot of puffballs nearby. Ooh, meteoric iron, yes please, but it's not marking it down. Let me just quickly adjust it. A surface ore, and I would like to, no, miscellaneous. Yeah, meteoric iron. Why are you not marking it down? Meteoric iron. If I look at this, it should mark it down. I mean, I suppose we can pick them up. That will very likely mark it. And there, no. Seriously, it should mark it down. Surface ore maybe, no. Deep ore, that's not it. Miscellaneous, meteoric iron, it is set to auto add the stuff. Maybe it's not updated to the new patch yet. That's fine, we can make a custom marker for it. So we have a meteor right here. Mine and mark it with this one. Save. So we can come back for it eventually. We will not be able to mine it up anytime soon, but eventually. So there we go. You can go over there. And let's continue. Oh, some more clay. Yes, please. Anyways, now we are getting very close to our new home. Okay, be careful. Don't fall down into these sinkholes. Sometimes they can be extremely deep and, well, falling down that deep is not going to be very good for us. Also some quartz, which we don't need right now. Anyways, this is it. This is going to be our new home. As I said, as soon as I saw it, I immediately fell in love. Look at this place. I think it looks amazing. I think we can settle here. Plus, very, very good for us that we have this right here. This is a new kind of water in the game. Instead of being the regular water, this is a rapid water supply. Basically, we can put water wheels on these. After it will turn into regular water, but it will generate mechanical power like windmills do, and it is extremely powerful. Basically, with a fully powered water wheel, we can run a health hammer, a quern, a pulverizer, all geared up at least once, and they will run very, very efficiently. So it's going to be pretty useful. Unfortunately, it will require iron items, so we will not be able to take advantage of it for a very long time, but eventually. Also, we have another one here, but we only really need one. So, anyways, this is going to be our new home. We have plenty of lakes, a couple of animals that we could hunt. We might want to corral them into a pen and start animal husbandry relatively quickly. And a bunch of berry bushes that we can harvest for food. So there we go. I think this will be our new home. In fact, tell you what, I think I will run a little bit longer on this first episode because I have spent a lot of time at the start of the episode explaining things, and I think I will quickly set up our first little hidey hole basically. So first, let's put down this torch and make one more fire starter. Fine. So we need one grass, and well, technically speaking, we need one more grass for the fireplace later. So you can go there, then the stick there, fire starter. Quickly light this torch again. There we go. And you come with us. And I think I will put the hidey hole here for now. Yeah, what I think I will do for the actual house eventually is I will build it around here, right next to our new water supply. So I think I will dig out a channel for this rapid water, maybe run it through this way and have a water wheel running on it, and then we will have the house right next to it. We will have a smithy down under. Maybe we can have some nice gardens on the hillside. I think it's going to be pretty nice. I think what I will also do is turn this valley a bit more hospitable. For example, I think we will plug up all these cave holes so we don't fall down all the time. I think I will dig out a small river that will run all the way through. Maybe channel all these rapids into it. Basically, what I had in mind is that we might turn this one into a small replica of Glencoe. If you have been to that place in Scotland, you know what I'm talking about. That place is amazing. Basically a kind of similar situation that we have here, a big long valley with plenty of water running down the mountainside, pooling down into a stream that runs through the entire length of the valley. It looks amazing, and I think that is what I want to accomplish in this playthrough. So anyways, let's take out a shovel and start building our little first hidey hole. This is going to be very much temporary, just need to have a place to call safe for now. In fact, you know what? Eventually, I would like to dig out a small channel for this stream anyways. So I think I will get started on that right now. What I want to do is basically plug the bed of this stream real quick. So let me see, can we achieve that real quickly? First pick up these vines. So if I do this basically, don't get soaked, don't want to lose the torch again. So if I plug this hole, let me see, this one, yeah, there we go. So the stream is dammed up, What I will do is quickly dig out a channel for it, because right now it is basically running on the surface. I think it would look better if it was running in a dedicated little channel. It would look a little bit more natural, I think. So let's go ahead and, well, first eat, and then I will get started on that. So we have managed to reach this point. For now, I will plug it again, and I think we can release the stream until that point. So it will run all the way through this way. And I think it will look a lot more natural that way. So unplug there, and it will run all the way here. And I think it looks a lot more natural this way. So there we go. We are already achieving things. Nice. So let me quickly finish up the rest of this little hidey hole. I think this might be far enough. This far. And there we go. Nice. Okay, so we have our home. Let me quickly make a bed. Also, we can plant a tree real quick. You can go here, that's fine. Yeah, that's it. So, to make our home a little bit more safe, I will quickly cut down one of these trees and make a door. I do believe we need logs to make a door, right? Door. Right now we can only make a crude door. Unfortunately, this will not create a room. In fact, it will not seal us from the elements, but that's fine. We don't need to do that right now. It's not cold enough outside, basically. Anyways, yes, we do need some logs. So let's go ahead and cut that one down. Ooh, it's a large tree, actually. Nice. I do believe these grow a little bit higher up. We are 153, so yeah, we are pretty high up actually. Ooh, which might impact the temperature of the area. That might not be that great actually. Anyways, let me quickly take care of the rest of these leaves. And did we pick up any seeds? Not as far as I can tell. Oh well, that's fine. Eventually we will. Next up, we have some raspberries. Nice. Now, that will take care of the door, but we still need a bed. And I do believe we need 4 for 1 block. Let's just take a look. Never mind, we need 8. Okay, so we need 60 more of these grass, and that after that we can make a bed. Obviously it's not going to be very comfortable, but well, better than nothing. I will harvest 1 more, because we will need 1 piece of grass to create our first fireplace. So first things first, what was the door again? Crude door. Right, so we need an axe, 2 logs, and a couple of sticks. Okay, should be easy. So sticks will go here, the logs will go here, and an axe will go here, and that will give us a crude door. As I've said, this is a, well, not very nice door. It will even fall off the hinges from time to time, so need to be careful about that, but that will do for now. And then we'll need the dry grass. We need to make 2 more of these hay blocks. There, 2. And we can use 3 of these to make a hay bed. And there we go. And 1 more dry grass so we can turn that one into a fireplace. You can go there, sure. Okay, you can go there. That will do. And it is getting late. I think I will say goodbye in the morning, but for now, let me see. For now, let's just place down the storage there. Can we put away anything else? Not really. I will quickly replant the cattail roots. Put away the, I don't know, the wine. That's fine. Okay, so I did see a couple of first things first. Put down the door. No, not there. There. Also, what was that noise? Ah, there we go. As you can see, it will fall off the hinges from time to time. So what was that noise? I think it was one of the goats or something. Anyways, let me quickly replant the cattails. Technically speaking, we don't need to put them into water, but you know what? Might as well. It's just a bit of a role-playing thing, I think. It will be fine. And we have another drifter. Thankfully, it is a crawling drifter, so it's not very dangerous, but still, they can still be a little bit dangerous if we are not careful. Basically, they can throw stones. So keep our distance, but not that much. Okay, fine. Can you please die? There we go. Well, that didn't go as planned. Oh well. Let me quickly finish up the cattails and then we will go to bed, I think. Okay, so we have our nice little cattail garden at the end of the valley. For now, well, we do have 2 large logs, yeah, sure, cut them up into firewood, there, and create a proper fireplace. Right now we have only placed down a start for a fireplace, so firewood, there. Put 4 firewood into it and that's it. Now it's a proper fire pit. Anyways, you go in our hand and I will see you in the morning. In fact, I think I will say goodbye now and pick things up in the next episode. For now, all that is left to say is that thank you for watching. If you liked the video, you can leave a like, leave a comment and maybe subscribe to the channel if you want. If you would like to support me a little bit more, you can do so by clicking the join button and becoming a channel member, which will give you an early and ad-free access to these videos. Once again, thank you for watching and thank you very much for your support. I will see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.